these ideas are just scratching the surface of what has been running through my head for the past couple of years. I began my freshman year just like the majority of you did, just trying to have fun while balancing school activities, academics. But I seemed to be more worried about who liked me, who I was going to lunch with, and whether my clothes were in style. Well, I made it through that year, met some great people, got good grades, and made some mistakes. But don't forget, mistakes let you figure out who you truly are, and who or what you are allowing to influence your life. Definitely don't regret them. Sophomore year was my most chaotic year, without a doubt. That was the year I was grounded the most and tested some limits. Some of my most memorable events were reversing my car into Brian Boss's truck in Dave's driveway, and then a couple months later, rear-ending Janae's car off the highway, crushing the front end of my Jetta. That also was not a good driving year for me. So me and Janae and Michael kind of had our own little but again, I wouldn't change any of those times for anything. I also endured my first heartbreak, but I won't even begin to go there. Junior year, I came onto campus with an almost entirely new mindset on life. I had attended a Hobie leadership seminar and began to discover who and what I was truly living and breathing for. Paige and Chris can back me up on this, I'm sure, and I don't think they're even here. But Hobie has the ability to challenge you to your core. Upcoming freshmen and sophomores, if you get the chance, definitely apply for Hobie. It's amazing. I met some of the most inspiring youth and adults that year and made a promise to myself to start living to be the change I wanted to see in the world. Cheesy, yes, but that's totally honest. I soon met the adorable Johnny Dorsey, the founder of Faith Days, and began to discuss how I could charter the organization here. So that year, I did a lot of research and did a lot of emailing to figure it out. Some of my most favorite times of junior year were playing apples to apples in ASB, being a Girl State delegate, being in the Every 15 Minutes program, and Mr. Bryan's second period class. That's an F will forever be with me. Junior year also seems to be the year when everyone discovers who their real friends are, and it was no different in my case. I learned who my core friends were and who I could trust to stand by me, and this is the year I also discovered stress. My grandma endured 2 heart attacks, and those of you that know me know how my grandma is more of my best friend than just a grandma. I also was balancing a job, AP classes, and without going into detail, the beginning of some pretty high stress and still ongoing family problems. If you take anything from my story, please let it be that stressing is not helpful. Just after this year's ASB, my stress problem soon turned into anxiety attacks, which turned into panic attacks, and on my way home from CATA, I thought I was dying, and I had to go to the hospital, and we got pulled over. ASB, I love you so much for putting up with my madness this year. Really, I love you. Quickly moving on to senior year, I knew who I was. I had a strong idea of what I was capable of and what my heart was after. This year I decided to be known for the positive things that I do rather than the negative things that I don't do, if that makes any sense. And whether I was successful or not, I don't know, but that is something I'll continue to work on. This year I wanted not to merely survive, but to thrive and make a difference. Hence why Faith Days was started. Now, did I save the world with this program? No, definitely not. But it allowed me to find out what I was capable of and what I was passionate about. Taking this initiative led me to my career decision. I plan to attend Azusa Pacific University, possibly in 2010 in the fall, and major in international studies with a concentration in community development. I also want to minor in nonprofit business so that I may work to improve communities in underdeveloped countries. And I'm going to do this after I finish my general ed at UBA. So we'll see how long that takes. I've received enough community scholarships to pay for my general ed for 2 years. So guys, I definitely recommend taking advantage of the Career Center and all the scholarships because I don't have to pay for anything, which is awesome. So I'm almost finished. I just have 3 pieces of advice for you. Number 1, don't stress. Your situation will just get worse if you do. Learn to trade your fear for faith and stay positive. Number 2, follow your heart. If you come up with some idea that goes against everyone else's, then go for it. You're in the position right now to lead a generation of youth who care more about the latest technology than the millions of children that don't even have a pair of shoes on their feet. bigger and better things, and that high school will definitely not be